ever wake from a perfect sleep only to dread the waking day? Do you ever feel lonely and disillusioned? What if there was a way to solve these problems? A revolution in thought and action. What am I talking about? One word: memory.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 action science fiction film Synapse, a film that is directed by Kendall and Clark and it stars Adam G. Simon, Safina Brown, Joshua Albert and Henry Simmons. Now this film focuses on the near future. Society has changed in a sense of you can now buy and sell memories, and they've become like an illegal commodity as well. So you can go to established places and buy memories, or you can go and get memories on the street corner. And there are these agents, Synapse agents they're called, that will track down those that peddle illegal mems, as they're called. There is this character, Frank, who somehow ends up with somebody else's memories in his body, and the film essentially focuses on him figuring out who he is, who's chasing him, why they're chasing him, and what these memories mean that he's carrying. And it becomes a race against time for him to figure this out as he's being tracked down by a number of these Synapse agents. What are my thoughts on Synapse? Well, this is a low budget film. So don't be expecting top quality effects and so forth in this kind of film. It's a film that has a decent enough premise that I think it's fair to say the budget lets it down. It's a science fiction film, or it's presenting itself as a science fiction film, but it doesn't feel like it's set in the future. It looks like a modern day setting, and the only sense you get of any futuristic stuff going on is like with these memories that they suggest and hint at and that kind of stuff, and then they'll put like sunglasses on that will do the usual thing that you would see in these low budget films, like you can see everything through these sunglasses and targets and information, all that kind of stuff. So it's playing around the sci-fi genre, but it doesn't really engage you, and it doesn't feel overly science fiction, which is a bit of a shame. There's no real attempt here to give you any futuristic weapons or anything like that. So it feels, in one sense, it feels grounded, which isn't a bad thing, but in another sense, it feels like it's the budget has let it down because it doesn't feel futuristic enough. The performances here, for the most part, are okay. Everybody here is doing a decent enough job. Some performances are better than others. Some are more believable than others. I think the biggest failing I found with this film was the action. It's an action science fiction film, but I found the action to be really tame and not particularly engaging in any way, shape or form, and quite clumsily put together and clumsily edited. You get the odd scuffle and the odd fist fight and the odd shootout here and there, and it just feels lackluster. It doesn't engage you as an audience member, really, and I wasn't that interested in many of the characters on screen here. I was actually more interested in the Synapse agents. They seemed a bit cooler to me, and I like that whole concept, you know what I mean, of these, the idea of these, you can go and buy these memories, you can, and it hints at, like these, like you get internet cafes these days. It hints at like these memory places where you can go in and then just get yourself plugged in and then get these memories installed and all that kind of stuff. The film in some ways tries to be a bit of a take on or a cross between Total Recall and The Matrix at times, but it can't honestly hope to compete with either of those films, and it's one of those chase films that keeps going on and on and on and on, and you don't really get a lot of resolution going on. He gets these fragmented memories in his brain, and he calls himself Frank, but he's not Frank. So he's got these memories in him of somebody else, and the people that he's tied up with want what's in him, sort of thing. So you've got these kind of dual personality thing going on, and the odd, obviously headaches type of thing going on, and confusion, and some of that as an audience member you experience with this character, but you also experience an awful lot of frustration because some of it kind of feels like filler. And to me, if you're trying to fill your action film with fairly lackluster action scenes, it doesn't improve on the last action scene you saw, which was pretty poor or pretty lackluster. So the whole thing really ends up being a bit of a disappointment, a bit of a letdown, and a bit of a dull affair, really, which is a shame because I liked the concept, I liked the idea. I thought it had a pretty solid start to the film. I thought it had a quite measured, solid start to the film, and then it became like this chase film almost, with a huge dollop of confusion thrown in for good measure. And I kind of lost interest about halfway through, beyond, if you like. But I'll give it a 4 out of 10. There's some interesting ideas going on here, but ultimately I think the budget lets it down. So this is probably one to avoid, guys. So thanks for watching. I hope you found the review useful. I'll be back with more reviews and content very, very soon.